Well, hello there and greetings. Mike Simmons of WPHowTos.com here. Welcome to this video. I'll be showing you how to build a website with WordPress step by step, start to finish. This video will be a little long because I want to include as much helpful information as I can to help you along your WordPress journey. I think you've made a smart choice in choosing WordPress because, in my opinion, WordPress is the absolute best way for most people to make a website. One of the great things about WordPress is that it does almost all of the coding for you. There's no need to be an expert at HTML and CSS and all that. So no matter if you are a total beginner, you will be able to build your own WordPress website and get it up and running online very quickly by following along with my video. On screen right here is the WordPress website that we will be creating. We will be using the 2012 theme, which is the default WordPress theme at the time of this video. Now, the nice thing about using a WordPress default theme is that you can be sure that your theme will always be updated to work with the latest version of WordPress. Now, if you do plan on using another theme, no worries, because 99% of this video will still apply to you. One of the many great features of the 2012 theme is that it's what's called a responsive theme. So no matter what size of screen people are viewing your website on, if they're viewing it on a netbook or a tablet like an iPad or something like that, or even a smartphone like an iPhone or an Android, they'll still be able to view your site content. Alright, let's take a quick look at our site. Here's our site's background. I uploaded an image that I found that has subtle patterns to it, but of course there are thousands of other images that you can use for your site background. Here's the header of our site, and I found this image on a site that I'll show you that literally has thousands of very high quality royalty-free images that you can use for your website. Now, we cropped this image to the correct size for the 2012 theme header and added these text overlays over at Pixlr.com, which has a really nice free online image editor. We added our content to our home page using the WordPress visual editor, which means there is no coding involved. We added some nice icons to the widget areas below the main content. And both of these icons I've linked to other pages of our site. So for instance, if I click on the email icon here, it takes us to our contact location page, which we will configure. And this contact form, when your site visitors send you a message using this contact form, they will also receive a confirmation email. So we also configured an autoresponder into our contact form. Here's a Google Maps we'll embed, and your site visitors can click on the little map markers and get directions to your location of, say, your business. It'll probably be a little easier to find than Mount Everest, of course. Here's our About Me page, and I took an image of myself and I cropped and resized it using the WP image editor. Over on the right is the sidebar with different widget content, and these images that are in some of the widget areas I've linked to my WPHowTos.com site to open up in a new tab. So if I click on the HTML5 image, for instance, it takes us to my WPHowTos.com site video page. Now here's a custom link we put in our custom menu. If you click on it, it will take you to the WordPress.org site and open up in a new tab. Now, I highly recommend visiting WordPress.org. There's tons and tons of great information on it. Here's our blog page, which we'll configure with the featured images and a featured post. Here's our photo gallery. All these images I found at the free image site, and if you click on an image, it opens full size. If you click it, it'll close again. Very cool. We'll embed a YouTube video. Alright, so here's an overview of what I'll cover in this video. I'll give you some tips on choosing your domain name. Then we'll go through the process of buying your domain name and web hosting. I'll show you the company that I use for all of my web hosting and how to get a nice discount when you do purchase. We'll install WordPress, an easy one-click process. We'll set up our website, which will include the initial WordPress settings, how to install and activate WordPress themes, how to install and activate plugins, how to add pages to our site, how to edit images, how to make a contact page, how to make a blog post. And we'll customize our website a little further, and I will show you how to make a photo gallery, how to embed a YouTube or Vimeo video, how to make a custom menu, how to change the background of your site, how to customize the sidebar with widgets. I'll install and configure the Better WP Security plugin, and we'll go about customizing the home page, which will include how to make a header with the free online image editor located at pixlr.com. We'll add some free icons to our home page, plus a whole lot more. Alright, the first thing you will need to do is choose what your domain name will be. Here are a few tips to help you with your decision. Now, for most people, the .com is what the preferred extension they would like for their domain name, but if that's not available and you do have a domain name that you really want, you can use a .net or .org. Now, of course, if you live in a different country than the United States, say Canada, the .ca is what a lot of people want, United Kingdom, .co.uk, and that sort of thing. You can use your business or personal name in your domain name. You can use a keyword such as a business, niche, or city if you're a local business, such as seattleplumbing.com or plumbingseattle.com. You can use a product type as your domain name, such as trainersreviews.com or healthydiets.com. I wouldn't use a brand name though, because generally they're copyrighted and you could get into a little trouble that way and have to pay a fine. I recommend the maximum of 3 to 4 words in your domain name, just because it's a little harder to remember if it's longer and that sort of thing. Now, if a domain name that you really want is taken in the .com and you really want a .com, you can use hyphens in your domain name, but keep the use of them consistent. Something like this and not like this. Here's a really cool site that I use called instantdomainsearch.com. We'll go and check that out right now. And it does just what it says. If you type in a domain name of choice, it will instantly tell you if it's available or not, so it saves you a little time that way. And you can click on this and buy it at whatever you have selected here. Right now it's Namecheap, and you can put GoDaddy or one of these other ones. The only ones I ever use are GoDaddy or Namecheap, and mainly Namecheap anymore. So, pretty cool site to find out if your domain name is available. Now, after you've picked out your domain name, of course you're going to need to buy your domain name and get web hosting. So let's go over to HostGator.com and see the available web hosting plans they have. Now, I can recommend HostGator highly because I use them myself for all my web hosting. And the reason that I do use HostGator and recommend them so highly is their support. I started out with another web hosting company before HostGator, and I wasn't too happy with their support, so I switched to HostGator, and I'm very glad I did, by the way. And I've also had the experience dealing with other support personnel of other web hosting companies, because I do build websites for other people, and I can say for sure that HostGator support has been the best experience by far. Alright, so let's click on View Web Hosting Plans, and we'll see what HostGator has to offer. The Hatchling plan is the cheapest, but it only allows you to have a single domain, but you can certainly get that one if that's the way you want to go. I generally recommend getting the baby plan, because if you're like me and a lot of people, once you get started with building websites, you don't want to stop at just a single domain, a single website. The business plan, it does have a couple other options here, and you can check that out if you prefer, but I'm going to click on the baby plan. Now, right here is where you'll type in your domain name that you want to purchase at HostGator. Of course, if you already bought a domain at, say, GoDaddy or Namecheap, then of course you'll click this button and type in your domain that you already bought right here. But click this button again and then type in the domain that we already found out that was available at Instant Domain Search. And it is available, of course, and it costs $12.95 per year at HostGator. Here's where you'll pick out the package type. your billing cycle, that's the length of web hosting you're going to buy, and of course you get the biggest discount the longer you buy. Your username, your PIN, your billing information. Now make sure that you do put in a really good email right here, because they will send you an email which has very important information to log into your site, of course. You can use PayPal. Right here they offer some other options you can check out if you'd like. I'm going to uncheck the boxes. Here's HostGator's default coupon code, which saves you 20%. Here's a coupon code that I have, YourGator99, and this will save you an additional 5%, which is 25% off total. I do receive a commission from HostGator if you do use my coupon code. If you do find value from my videos and my other resources I have available, then I sure would appreciate it if you would use my coupon code if you are going to purchase hosting at HostGator. You won't get charged anything extra if you do use my coupon code. Now down below here it'll give you all the information what you're purchasing, and you get what you receive. There is a money back guarantee of 45 days for full refund, and domain registration $12.95. Here's the discount. Now if you do prefer paying month by month, you can. There is another coupon code that I have that I would suggest using rather than the 25% off, because it will give you the first month of hosting for 1 penny instead of $7.46. You do have to pay the full price of $9.95 after the first month, but if you do want to pay month to month, that's the way to go. But you'll get your biggest discount if you buy 6 months or longer, so I'm going to put that back in there. After you've decided what you're going to buy, of course you have to agree to their terms and conditions, and then you'll click Create an Account. I'm not going to do that because I already have a HostGator account and I don't need another one right now. What will happen after you click Create an Account is almost instantly HostGator will send you an email. You'll definitely want to save this email, and what I like to do is just take this information here and copy and paste it into a text or Word document and save it elsewhere for easy access also. Now if you did buy your domain name at HostGator when you bought your hosting, then the name servers right here will be automatically connected to your domain name and you don't have to do anything. If you bought your domain name at GoDaddy or Namecheap, for instance, then you will have to do this yourself, connect your name servers to your domain name. It's a simple process, but I'm not going to cover it in this video, but I have another video on my YouTube channel you can check out if you need to. Now after it's been a couple hours, because that's generally what it'll take for your domain and your name servers to be connected, you click on the control panel link. Alright, so if you don't see a screen very similar to this, then you haven't waited long enough. You'll have to wait a little longer for your domain and your name servers to be connected. Now you won't see these little red asterisks here and red lines here. Those are on there because I have something called LastPass.com that automatically saves all my login information if I choose to do so. Highly recommended, guys, so you might want to check that out, LastPass.com. It is free. They do have a paid version which I use, which is $15 a year. I use it just because I like to support them. Alright, so just back to our email. Highlight and copy our password that HostGator generated for us. Paste that in there. Then you can type or copy and paste in your username. Then you'll just click Log In. And that will take you to this screen right here, your cPanel screen. Now there's a lot of different things on here. We're not going to go over any of that right now, but what we're going to do is install WordPress the easy way. So scroll down to the bottom of the screen under Software Services and click on this little icon here that says Quick Install. Quick Install is the HostGator script that they have. It's a very nice script. It installs WordPress very easily. I suggest you have this Enable Global Automatic Upgrades checked too, to keep that checked. So we'll click on WordPress under Blog Software. Now it'll tell you the version of WordPress that it is installing at the time of this video. That is the current version. Generally it's almost always up to date to the latest version, which is great. So we'll click on Continue. Alright, here's the URL that you're going to be installing WordPress in. We don't want to put anything in here, unless you want to install WordPress in a subdirectory. We're not going to do that. Keep that box checked here. I recommend that. Put in a good email. Now you can put your blog title in there. You can always change this later. I'm just going to type in this. And for an admin user, you can pick pretty much anything besides admin, or your first name too probably isn't a good idea, just for security purposes. So I'm just going to type in EasyWP. There we go. You can put your first and last name in there if you'd like. I'm just going to click Install Now. Alright, that didn't take very long. Now it's kind of weird. It says 99% instead of 100%. Your installation is ready. Okay, we'll just click on this. It'll show us our site as is. Now this is the default WordPress theme, the 2012 theme, and the default theme at the time of this video. And this is the theme we're going to be using. Okay, so it is installed. I'm going to highlight and copy this password that they've generated for us. There's our username. Then we'll click on this link right here. And this is our WP admin login screen. So I'm going to paste in the password and type in my username. And then you'll just click Login. Okay, now we're at the WordPress backend, or the dashboard. And by the way, they should send you all this information in an email to the email address that you've picked out right here. So you'll have all this information in your email also. Alright, here's the welcome screen. I am going to dismiss that actually right now. This is what's called the dashboard. And you can actually rearrange this by left clicking and dragging the different elements to where you want. In fact, you can, if you click on the arrow up here that says screen options, you can take out incoming links, quick press say, and then you could add the welcome screen again if you'd like. So we'll close that. So you can play around with your dashboard a little bit. Right now I'll show you just briefly about WordPress themes. Hover your mouse over Appearance and then click on Themes. Now it says right here the current theme is the 2012 theme. That's the one we are going to be using. But just in case you want to change your themes, there's a easy way to do it here. Now if you did buy a premium theme, you'll click on Upload and then you'll browse to the theme that you have in a zip format. It has to be a zip file. Then you'll find your file and then click Install Now. If you click on the Featured tab, this will show you some generally very nice themes that are in the featured area of WordPress. See, it even shows the 2012 theme. I've used this theme before, the responsive theme. It's a nice theme. This one I've seen before also. You can even preview if you like clicking on Preview. See, it shows what the theme will look like if you install that. I'm just going to close. But we are going to use the 2012 theme, so I'm going back to our dashboard. The first thing we'll do is click on the Settings tab. Now here's our site title that we picked out. You can change that, like I said. I think I'm going to go back over here. This is my sample site. I'm going to close that out. Now here's our site as is. Now I'm going to take out the tagline, which is right here under the site title. And the WordPress address and site address. The site address is where you want people to go to access your site. So this is your home page of your site. Now the WordPress address is where WordPress is installed. The WordPress files are installed. If you installed WordPress in a subdirectory or somewhere else, then you'll have to put that URL in there. If you installed WordPress in the web root or the public HTML, which we did, then these two URLs will be the same. What I'm going to do is I'm going to type in www. in both of these right here, because I just like to have www in front of my domain name. It's not really necessary anymore for people to access your site, but I just like the looks of it. So here's your email address. You can change. I'll just click on Save Changes. We've got all this changed. Now click on the Writing tab under Settings. You can go over this. This like converts emoticons. You know, if you make these little symbols, it'll convert it into a smiley face and that sort of thing. And there's different options here we're not going to concern ourselves with. Right here, this is the ping list. When you publish a new post, not a page, WordPress automatically notifies the following site update services. That way, you know, your posts will get indexed faster. Some people paste in, 80, 100 pinging addresses in here. I recommend I'll show you that I have a ping list that I use, is what I recommend. So I'm going to go to my site, wphowtos.com, and on the home page, on the welcome post, down below, I'll click on Updated Ping List. Here's the ping list that I use and recommend. It's all you really need. Highlight and then right click and copy, and then go back and paste all that stuff in there. Then I'll click update. I'll close out my site over here. Okay, so that's all we need for our pinging list. We'll come back to the settings in a minute, but now we are going to add some quick pages to our site to get the foundation of our site set up. So hover over Pages on the left, and then click on Add New. First I'm going to put in the page I'm going to use for the home page of our site. Welcome to Easy WordPress. Oops. Web sites. I'm a little typing challenged, but I get by somehow. Okay, welcome to WordPress websites, and I'm going to click Publish. Okay, and then we'll click Add New again. I'll put my Easy WP blog. This will be our blog page. I'll click Publish, and we'll click Add New again. We'll add a contact/location page. Click Publish. I like to add a bunch of pages, if I know what they're going to be. You can add more pages later, but I like to get the foundation of my site set up. I'll show you why I do some of this right away. Then I'll click Add New again. I'll add photos for the photo gallery page and click Publish. Okay, here's our site. I'm going to reload and see what happens. Okay, we got rid of our tagline. We've got these pages that we put in here, but there's a few things that we need to do right away. First, let's get rid of this sample page right here. So let's go back over to Pages and click All Pages. Now you can delete